And Joanna,
so are we meeting the legal test?
All right. Oh, of course, that's a local issue to decide.
No,
but Joanna,
it's not local, because you see, the UN has passed a resolution, but it also has to comply with the laws of the Republic of Kenya.
So as we've said, our laws, when it comes to the United Nations, our leaders are showing us that they come later. And that's something that is of concern to most of the people who are following these incidents so closely. But anyway, this is what is also said. It's also said that Kenya or the African countries were lobbying that they want a permanent seat at the United Security Council, which is not a very bad move if you ask me. However, it seems that the United States and the United Nations used this as a leverage to now tell them, you want a security seat at the NNE? Okay, there's some mess we made somewhere. We want you to clean it, so we see how good you can clean it, and then you can sit at the United Nations Security Council. Now, what that raises is, first of all, we know that the mess that has been happening in Haiti can be equated only to terrorist activities by nations. Now, we're even getting to question ourselves. Do you have to undertake terrorist activities for you to have a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council? Because we're going there to protect the premises, the investments of the United States and other European countries. That's for a fact. We're not going there to really talk to the gangs kindly and tell them the importance of peace. We are not going to do that. We are going to be, if Kenyans are very keen, during our Mandamano times, most of the police are actually stationed at the malls, at the big hotels. Is that correct, Arjay?
Yes, it is. And in fact, it's also sad that we find ourselves in a situation where we have maybe a war like the one we are seeing in Israel and Gaza. I don't want to say Palestine or Hamas, because that's another topic. But you see the implications of fighting a small group of people in a densely populated area. We are going to protect the malls or the big corporations, as we are saying, also the resources, which we'll discuss in a few. As you said, during the demonstration times, we saw the police also maiming people that were innocent. We have had cases of children dying from the tear gas that crept into their houses. We have had cases of stray bullets injuring school children. So what is the surety, or what is giving us assurance that this kind of force won't be exerted on innocent Haitians or Haitians when we are combating the G9, when we are combating all the other gangs that are in Haiti?
Also, to add on to that, when the word gangs come to your mind, you should understand that these people, they understand the terrain.
Exactly.
So I don't know how a Kenyan police, who's been used to, Nairobi city,
Globe roundabout,
and we just run around with slings and stones. We don't have serious weapons. In the Haiti, they have serious weapons, and these people know their terrain. I do not know even what language we are going to use.
Exactly.
Because the Kenyan police can only speak English and Swahili. For those who are lucky, English. For the rest of us, Kiswahili. Now, in Haiti, the situation is a little bit different. They speak French, and it's a very small percentage that just speaks French. The rest speak Creole. That's a mixture of French and other languages, like other several languages in that area. Now you can understand, you can imagine what's going to happen, what will come out of that. You know, in communication, if there's no communication, there's no cooperation. So either way, the gangs and the police might not cooperate, and it might even cause an escalation to this chaos. And that is what we are seeing on a large extent. The only thing that has changed from the past interventions is that the people who are going there have the same color as the Haitians, but the rest of the aspects is more or less the same. So that is the situation that we are going to meet. People whom we cannot understand, people whom have sophisticated weapons, people who know the terrain. And that's okay. We'll see how that goes if even our parliament, if at all it will be considered to discuss this matter, whether they will also have this concern raised. But also, be it as it may, and assuming that our president and the United States has assessed all these risks, what still is prompting them to move to Haiti? There's something you talked about. There is a mineral. What's the name of the mineral?